Evening, everybody. It's quarter after 6 on Monday, the 1st of November, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1001. We had a bunch of economic news this morning in bits and pieces after the market had opened, and we had PMI, which came in at 58.4, which was down from the expectation, and last month's 60.7. We had construction spending down 0.5% versus expectations of up 0.5%. And we had the ISM number come in at 60.8 versus 61.1 last month. So not great numbers. Not overwhelmingly bad, but certainly not good. And we had new all-time highs in all three major indexes. The Dow up 94 and change, 0.25%. The NASDAQ up 97.53 or 0.6%. And the S&P up 8.29 or 0.18%, but the big winner was clearly the small caps, up 60.93. That's 2.65%. And the transports, which still haven't made a new high to confirm, were up 36.51 or a little less than 0.25%. Market internals were just under 3-1, 2.8 to 1 on the NYSE, 2.9 to 1 on the NASDAQ. And volume was up around 5.2 billion, which is a bit over average, about 20% over average, but not as big as it has been in the last couple of days. So what we had was a big rotation into some stocks that had news, while some of the big names on the NASDAQ and the QQQ, the NASDAQ 100, were weak. Apple was down 84 cents, so nothing overwhelming there. Microsoft down 2.25, and after the run it's had, not a problem. But Amazon was down 54 and change, and Google was down 90. And, anytime that you have four stocks that represent about 20% of an index, those kind of numbers are a detriment. On semiconductor, ON, they beat this morning, top and bottom line, and the stock closed the day 54.96, up 6.89. NXPI was roughly unchanged, even though I think they missed on revenue, they beat on earnings. Harley-Davidson, which settled a tariff complaint in the UK. I mentioned it this morning. It was up about $3. It closed 39.80, up 331 or 9.1%. So that's about where it was this morning. Tesla, on the other hand, was 1219.82, up 105.92 or 9.5%. And I just want to show you what that looks like here. Huge gap here from 910 to 945. 4 days of running correction, closing on Friday at 11:14, opening this morning at 11:45, and making a new high at 1209.75. This doesn't have extended hours, which is why it doesn't show the 1219.82 number. We also had earnings from Avis, symbol CAR. The stock had closed at 171.46, and that was down 185. When the numbers came out, which were beat, it ran up to 185.76. Last 180 and three quarters, up 7 and 44, 4.3%. Clorox, a monster of a beat. The stock closed 163.40, up 39 cents, traded up to 173.50. Last is pretty close to that high, 172.90, up 9.89 or 6%. And Simon Properties Group, SPG. Also a beat. It had closed 149.36, up 278. It traded up to 155 and a quarter. Last 154 and a quarter, up 767 or a little over 5%. Back to the futures. The oil was up about 48 cents. It's currently, they just reopened it. It's down 13 cents. Nat gas was lower. It's up a minor 3.4%. 3.4 cents, I'm sorry. The gold closed 1795.80, up 11.90. It's giving back really not very much, down $2. And I wanted to show you both the gold and the silver. The silver was up not as much as the gold, but it was up. It closed pretty close to the high, slightly higher low from Friday, and tonight is trading up another 370. It was up 12.4 cents. That's a 0.5%. The gold was up about 0.6%, I believe. I'll give you a look at that. And I think both of these are pretty much primed to go. The gold had an inside day, so a higher high, a lower high, and a higher low. And it was, as I said, up 11.90. Tonight you can barely see it. It's right here, and down, as I said, about $2. Bitcoin was lower in the futures, 61,615, although cash was actually higher during the day. It was kind of a catch-up trade. The dollar was down about 25 basis points, and bonds were down a half. So we're pretty much all-time new highs across most of these. I don't think that the Russell has actually made a new high, but let's take a quick look at that chart. It's not one that I usually show you. And here we go. Let's go to weekly, and looks like the high was 2366. Today's high 2356. So it has not yet made a new high, but it is pretty impressive here. It's had a nice consolidation and looks like it's breaking out. The high close here is 2351.30, and we did close higher than that, 22.95 here, and today, no, 23.55.50, so that is a new closing high there. Looks like a bit of short covering. The open interest is declining while the price is moving up. That generally signifies that there's some short covering going on. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning. Have a good evening, and don't forget to hit that subscribe